Hey everybody, David Andrews here. Today is day 9 of our series on food, which is habit number 5 in our series on the 10 healthy habits for high energy living. So today we're going to talk very briefly about a little bit more advanced topic when it comes to eating for high energy. Because after you manage some of the basics, it could be really, really helpful to go on to another level. And this topic for today is called food combining for high energy eating. So we want to eat for high energy, and so we have to sometimes be cognizant of how we combine our foods. Now this flies totally in the face of the entire American diet. So we call that the SAD diet. The standard American diet is very sad. And it creates a lot of toxicity in the body. It creates a lot of dis-ease in the body. And a lot of people are suffering because of eating the American diet. And when you think of how many people grew up and traditionally we just evolved in our culture to eat a meat and a potato and a vegetable, right? There's people who claim to be meat and potatoes kind of people. And they combine a protein with a starch with a vegetable. So this food combining method causes a lot of gastrointestinal distress. And so what we want to do is follow a more Ayurvedic process of being a little more cognizant of how we combine our foods. And so I'm just going to give you a couple of tips. We're not going to go into this process deeply because it's very involved and there's lots of different layers of complexity to how you combine foods in order to eat for high energy. But today, I just want to highlight a couple of things. Number one is when you eat fruit, you should always eat your fruit before you eat anything else. So many times, someone wants to try to be healthy, and so they'll say, well, how about some fruit for dessert? So they'll eat a steak and lots of other heavy foods, and then they polish it off with a bowl of berries or, peaches or some other kind of fruit. This is a very bad idea because the fruit will digest very rapidly and it will be behind all of the solid food that's already in your system, and then it will start to decay more rapidly and you can have some problems with your digestion. So if you would like to have some fruit with a meal, have the fruit first before you eat the rest of the meal, maybe even a half hour or so before, let it digest and go into your system, then go on and eat your meal. So that's rule number one. Food combining is don't combine anything with your fruit or eat your fruit first, especially if you're going to eat something like a melon of any kind. Eat the melon all by itself. Don't combine it with any foods. So that's a food combining rule, is eat your melon by itself. And then eat your fruit first before you have a meal, not after. Never, ever, ever have fruit after a meal, especially a big meal. So that's number one. Number two is this gets really difficult because the standard American diet, which will make us all sad if we eat it, is something that is really almost always includes a protein source and a starch. Together, we eat them together. Even a hamburger, think of it. You're having the bun, which is a glutenized hunk of dough, and then you're eating it with this big, juicy piece of meat. The protein and the gluten are going to react and cause the stomach distress, okay? So very, very important. Also, think about it, the burger with the bun and the French fries. Deadly, deadly, deadly combination. We don't want to eat our burgers and fries anymore. I know that's not what you want to hear. I understand it's going to be hard. But how do you want to feel? That's the thing. How good do you want to feel? That's what it's all about. It's about feeling good. And so if we just eliminate the French fries, eliminate the bun, and add a gigantic plate of salad greens, you can still have the burger with the greens. That's a perfect combination. You can always have meat with vegetables, meat and vegetables, meat and vegetables. Never, 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 never meat and starch. Meat and starch is very, very bad. So cut the potatoes, cut the bun, eat the beef and the greens. That's it. It's so easy because you're still going to feel good, right? You're still going to feel good. And then if you want to have the next meal, if you need the extra carbs, right? If you really need the energy from extra carbs, then in your next meal, eat the carbs and the vegetables. So your rice or your pasta or your quinoa or your lentils or whatever else you're going to eat for your carbohydrate, eat it with a lot of vegetables, no protein. So you got to just do your meals in kind of chunks instead of eating all combo every meal. That's what they teach us to do. I know. It's so ingrained. So it could be a little difficult, but you can do it. So here it is. Simple. Eat your meat and your veggies. Eat your grains and your veggies. But never eat your grains and your meat. See, that's whenever possible. Obviously, we live in a complex world. We're on the go. These are some things you can add, though, when you really want to go for high energy, is you want to get to the state where you're working on some of these food combining techniques, and then your digestive system works better and better, and pretty soon you're going to feel better and better, and you will become second nature. It'll become more of your lifestyle. So I hope this makes sense. Again, eat your melon by itself. Eat your fruit first. Always eat your meat with your vegetables. Eat your grains with your vegetables, but never eat your starch with your meat. Hope that made sense. And I hope if you continue this journey, your food will be your fuel and it will help you feel fantastic.